Hello, everyone, and welcome back to What is Mrs. Wallace Reading? I had a very busy week this past week, but I managed to get in 2 books, or really 1.5 books. And remember, all of the books that I read are going to be listed below. So if you're interested in reading them too, go ahead. And don't forget, I don't have access to a library either. So I get all of my ebooks either from the library or really great deals online. So just because you're in quarantine doesn't mean you can't keep reading. So the first book that I read, or since we've last talked, I read the book A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which is actually supposed to be a little bit of a fairy tale retelling. Authors do this a lot with popular fairy tales and they change some of the details about them. In this case, it was supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I really enjoyed it. It's obviously fantasy, so it takes a girl from the modern world and somehow she gets pulled into this fantasy world. And it's actually goes back and forth. It's dual viewpoints between the prince, Prince Ren, who's supposed to be the beast, and then the other girl who was supposed to be Belle. So it goes back and forth again between their two viewpoints, telling the same story, but from their actual point of view, what's going on. I liked it, but I found it a little bit of a stretch of it being a Beauty and the Beast retelling. There were some hints of Beauty and the Beast in there, but a lot of it I think was a brand new world, which was really great. I definitely recommend you read it. It is in a series. It's the first book of the Curse Breaker series, and there are 2 books out right now. So I'm waiting for the next book to become available at the library so I can read it. But I did finish that this past week, so that goes in my fantasy column. A book that I am reading right now, that I'm about halfway through, believe it or not, is another Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's part of the Twisted Tales series. So for those of you who know nothing about the Twisted Tales series, it's a series of books that actually Disney puts out, but it's a little bit of a darker edge to some of your favorite Disney tales. So, for example, As Old as Time, which is the one that I'm reading, is a twisted version of Beauty and the Beast. So, this is if imagine that the enchantress that curses the prince or beast is actually Belle's mother. I read the Conceal Don't Feel, which is what if Anna and Elsa didn't know each other. Straight on Till Morning is one that's in my to be read list, which is a Twisted Tale of Peter Pan. Mirror Mirror is a twisted tale of the evil queen from Snow White. There's a whole bunch of them. One for Mulan, one for Ursula, one for Cinderella. So if you like kind of twisted, kind of darker side of a fairy tale, I definitely recommend the Twisted Tale series. So as I mentioned, I'm reading As Old as Time, which is the viewpoint. It goes back and forth between the past. So when Maurice, Belle's father, was younger, and then also, you get to know who Belle's mother was, um, how Maurice and Belle's mother met, all that, and then it kind of goes into the future, so to speak, where Belle is an adult, where we all know the story, where she's trapped in the castle and all these enchanted objects. I haven't gotten to the point where her past is where we figure out her past is connected, but I think I'm coming up on it really soon. So it's very interesting so far. I find that I liked Conceal Don't Feel just a little bit more, but I haven't finished it yet, so I can't make a judgment. So definitely, if you like fairy tale retellings, try A Curse So Dark and Lonely or any one of the Twisted Tale series. That's it for What is Mrs. Wallace Reading. I will see you next week for another edition.